Hello, my name is Pamela Powers, the Tucson Progressive. Today's legislative update is about Biblegate. What would Jesus do? Biblegate is a perfect example of what happens in the Arizona Legislature when they have too much time on their hands. It's May 4th, 2023. We are long past the 100-day target for having a budget, and there's no budget in sight. There's all kinds of crazy ideas and probably backroom deals, but no budget. So, what is Biblegate? In case you haven't heard, Biblegate started with a prank from Representative Stahl Hamilton of Tucson, who is a Presbyterian minister. So Stephanie decided to hide some of the Bibles that are in the members' lounge in the Arizona House. So I remember asking when I first was elected, why are there even Bibles in the Arizona House in the members' lounge anyway? I was told by my seatmate, Dr. Freeze, that he assumed that they were there for inspiration. Well, the Republicans all vote as a bloc, so any hard decisions have already been made when they walk on the floor. They didn't need a Bible to tell them, unless they maybe wanted to buck the leadership, but that rarely happens. So, were the Bibles for flip-flopping Democrats? Who knows? Anyway, Representative Stahl Hamilton decided to just play a little trick. She was frustrated with the idea of separation in church and state. I would say she's probably frustrated with the hypocrisy we see every day in the Arizona House regarding Christian values versus how people vote. But anyway, she decided to hide a couple Bibles. And when the Bibles were replenished, she hid a couple more Bibles and thought it was kind of a game. Well, whoever was putting the Bibles back decided to put cameras in the members' lounge to see who was taking the Bibles. So, well, wait a minute. We had 2 Bibles in the members' lounge and no security cameras in the lounge? I was told a few years ago that after the Q shaman occupied the lobby of the Arizona House in December, before the January 6th insurrection, that they added more cameras and that the whole place was now on video. Well, apparently not the members' lounge, because that's where they make the deals with the lobbyists, right? So anyway, they put the cameras in the lounge and they caught Stephanie Stahl Hamilton moving Bibles around. She put some under cushions. She put at least one in the refrigerator. And that was a huge to-do because she was disrespecting the Bible. Well, first of all, the Bible is a book. It's an inanimate object. What's important about the Bible is not the book itself or where the book even sits. And you know what? There's no instructions on the inside that tell you where to store it. But what's important about the Bible are the teachings of love and kindness and charity that are inside the Bible. So what would Jesus do? He wouldn't care where the Bible was, but you know what he would care about? He would care about how people vote in the Arizona Legislature, particularly the people who are the first ones at the microphone with a prayer to Holy Father God and Jesus. And it's hard to take sometimes when you see and hear the prayers and then you see and hear the votes that are not aligned with the teachings of Jesus. How many times have we spent millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on corporations, and still our temporary assistance for needy families in the state of Arizona is still tagged to the poverty rate of 1992. I had a bill multiple years to bring it into the present day and change people's lives, and it never got heard. If you were following the teachings of Jesus, you would be taking care of the poor. You wouldn't be forcing people to live on the street. The homeless zone in downtown Phoenix wouldn't exist if we had government that was actually based on kindness and the golden rule and the Beatitudes and things like that. So I can see Stephanie Stahl Hamilton's frustration because I myself was very frustrated by people professing to follow the teachings of Jesus and then clearly not following those teachings with their votes. Well, now, the next saga in Biblegate is that there are 3 Republican members of the House who have filed an ethics complaint against Reverend Stahl Hamilton for moving Bibles around in the lounge. So on Monday, May 1st, the Biblegate trio of Representative Justin Heap of Mesa, David Marshall of Snowflake, and Lupe Diaz, who is also a minister from Benson, filed an ethics complaint against Stephanie Stahl Hamilton for theft. Although she didn't take the Bibles, she just moved them around in the same room, for theft and for disorderly behavior. They said that what she had done was highly inappropriate and that the people of Arizona deserve a higher standard of decorum and respect from their elected representatives. Have these guys ever been to a committee meeting at the Arizona House? Have they seen how poorly members treat people from the public? Look at what Senator Jake Huffman did to the Pima County Health Director when she was nominated for Director of Arizona Department of Health Services. That was anything but decorum. He was so nasty to her. I saw so many committee meetings where Shauna Bollock and Regina Cobb badgered teachers when they came to speak against empowerment scholarships. I also saw a poor minister who came to speak against the empowerment scholarships and said that he had stayed away from the legislature because of the poor treatment he got when he came to testify. And he said that he knew that his testimony regarding empowerment scholarships, since by far they go to mostly religious schools, that his opinion as a minister who was against empowerment scholarships and against the government paying for private school for rich children and for public school, that was an important message for legislators to hear from somebody like him. And he came and got to speak for like maybe 2 minutes if he was lucky and got cut off and badgered. But he came because of his faith, and he came because he knew the message was important. The idea that hiding a Bible is inappropriate and lacks decorum when the legislature routinely disrespects people who come to testify is just beyond the pale. So I totally understand Stephanie Stahl Hamilton's frustration. I think this ethics complaint is bogus when you see what else goes on in the Arizona House. Let's clean up our act. Why not follow the golden rule, right? I'm all for the separation of church and state, but why not treat others as you would like to be treated? What would Jesus do? He wouldn't care where a book gets placed. He would care where the child sleeps tonight and if that kid has food.